The last keyword tool is one of the most ideal tools within the arsenal of Network Empire software tools to use for on-page SEO optimization, primarily because we have LSI keyword terms, which you can see in the right column, and all of this is covered in some of our advanced training and basic training. LSI and Bayes algorithms make sure that when used properly, you don't over-optimize your keywords either on page or in your anchor text. Now, another guidance path will show you how to consider off-page SEO, which is quite a bit different in some ways than on-page SEO, and they overlap and relate in various ways. And it's an important distinction, which is why I've given you two different guidance paths. So one thing to keep in mind is that the last keyword tool is now recommended by Jimmy Kelley, who in my 10 years of business in SEO is one of the better SEOs that I've ever seen. He uses it because of the LSI configuration and the ability to diversify pure and partial diverse, which are two terms that I created in 2007 to help people delineate what was coming within the world of the semantic or the natural language processing web. In other words, if you need to find out how to talk like a human, what it would be like for the search engines to look as if human beings were speaking, then you would use natural language processing. And the last keyword tool pulls back a lot of these terms, and you can learn how to use them. Also, it gives you cost per click and clicks per day and searches so that you can understand the market value or the outbound marketing value for these terms so that you can turn that around to leverage your inbound marketing or inbound SEO strategy. Now, keep in mind that the last keyword tool is incredibly sophisticated or as sophisticated as you would like to get, but you don't have to get it. We have preset filters. Okay, let me go ahead and show you some basic filters that are already set up. You can see which keywords were imported. We've got statistically improbable phrases, which I think we're the only keyword tool in the world that actually has that at this time, since Amazon removed that functionality. We have Jimmy's supporting keywords filter. If you haven't taken any of our courses, like our advanced traffic hospital and SEO recovery courses with Jimmy, you'll need to in order to understand how these are important. We also have default pay-per-click traffic. So the point here is there is really a lot of different tools. We also have domain purchasing. Okay, so here's Jimmy's supporting keywords. This is the one that we'll talk about on the other guidance paths having to do with off-page. Okay, so the point here is you have an immense amount of control, more than any other keyword tool in the world, over the nature of the keywords and how you'd like to sort and filter them, plus all the work has been done for you up front in terms of natural language processing. Okay, let me go back to the project area. You can see that I do have a lot of projects in here that I've been looking at. You could take, for example, digital marketing reports. And one major distinction that I want to make sure that you're aware of, regardless of what the purpose of your keyword research tool is that the last keyword tool will drill into the latent semantic indexing as a document, regardless of the length of the keyword. So it's an ideal tool to use for midtails and longtails. So when you think last keyword tool, think midtails and longtails. When you think Kraken vertical online market analysis tool, think themes or vertical markets, very competitive keywords. Okay, you really don't want to try to drill into midtails and very long tails with Kraken. Okay, which we cover in other guidance paths within the guidance file. Okay, you can apply these filters, and you can also add new columns if you wish. There's a custom column. If you wish, you can turn any one of the custom working filters into a column. And we've got something called the keyword effective index. This, not the keyword effects, that's actually KEI. It's for a different guidance path. Let me show you the local aggregate relevant index, which is an advanced LSI or natural language processing column, is probably the most valuable in determining which keywords related to the theme that you dropped in. In this case, it's digital marketing reports, which is a long tail. Okay, because digital marketing would be the vertical. If you wanted to drill into the vertical, you probably go over to Kraken to get a wider range of view if you want to look at all the parent terms connected to that. But if you're looking at digital marketing reports, you can see that since we put in this column, let me go ahead and show you this column here. Since we've added the Larry column, these are going to be fantastic keywords to use for your on-page optimization. Okay. Then of course you can use some of Jimmy's filters for other aspects of that. Now, generally speaking, you want to get your on-page optimization right before you get into off-page optimization. You probably recall seeing a few steps back that there was a guidance path for off-page optimization, which is really anchor text linking. There is a lot of training and a lot of insight within the Network Empire community on that stuff. So you may want to revisit those guidance paths at some other time. But this is a basic introduction to the last keyword tool. It's got so much data that a little bit of training, a few hours of training for you, but most people pick it up straight away and are glad that we gave them the options for their own filtering, because this is definitely not for beginners. This tool is for intermediate to advanced SEO and keyword researchers, but beginners can pick it up if they are driven within a fairly short amount of time. Okay.